Lost. Hello, welcome in. I guess you're lost and you found your way to the punch bowl. Hello, hello. Jesus. Oh, my voice is not as warmed up as it usually is. I usually am a nerd and do voice warm-ups before streams, but I just forgot because full disclosure, I was watching clips of the HoloLive GTA fucking hey howdy, hello. So Jesus, speaking of not HoloLive but corpos in general, speaking of y'all see that of course y'all have, you're watching a VTuber, fucking the V Shoujo shit. Jesus Christ. Am I lagging or am I just imagining that? Is there a reason for me to be lagging? Is it because I enabled effects? I enabled display lighting? Am I just being paranoid? Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Anyways, yeah, Jesus, that was not on my bingo card. I feel like that's like has that become so common that we're not saying it anymore? I still say it. That wasn't on my bingo card. Let me try turning off. I'm not even using them right now, so let me try turning off. Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely what it was. Okay. Yeah, poor Iron Mouse. Jesus, like, I can't even imagine. Like, I don't have something, I mean, it's not like I should, like, be like, oh, it's not as severe, but, like, it's not as severe because, like, I'm able to, even if it's hard for me to leave my house, like, I'm able to more easily than her, but, like, I'm, as someone who is disabled, but, like, I can't even imagine having a charity that's, like, so close to like your disability and experiences and raising so much money for that. Oh my god, and it just must have felt like a slap in the face. And like it was hard enough to like, you know, hear how she, like, the amount that she did show of her emotions, but you just know there's so much more going on behind the scenes, and it's vindication for just liking like VTuber Corp. Yeah, I never really had any like strong feelings about it, but yeah, no. Anyways, back to I was watching a shit ton of just, I got so sucked in today into watching translated clips of the Holo GTA thing that happened. I think it was it last September? Was that when it happened? I missed it at the time, but am I still lagging? Okay, whatever. I need to get my voice warmed up because I need to go, this is the shit you guys miss right before I'm on stream usually. Because I gotta do my voice acting for this game. No, but yeah, it was like... Here, let's just get into it. Let's pause the game. Okay. I do my best to avoid news nowadays because of how often it's bad news. Yeah. But like the good news is, and I retweeted this, excuse me while I switch, I want to try out the here. I want to see if it'll lag it incredibly. Because I want to try doing the display lighting. I want to try it. I haven't experimented with this before. Where is it? Of the devil. Where is of the devil? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah! How does that look on stream? This is not as exciting for anyone but me, but look, I can have my fucking, here, I think, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Maybe a little brighter, maybe a little bit brighter, but like, a little bit, like, there. How's that look? Oh. Yeah! Yeah, now I got that dynamic lighting. Okay, hopefully it doesn't seem to be lagging. At least not any more than it was. Ooh. Okay, let's actually turn the music on. Let me know how the volume is once I turn it on. Turn it on. There we go. Let me know how it is. Should I have SpaghettiOs or ravioli? Ooh. I would say SpaghettiOs. I tend to not like... I don't like ravioli with cheese in it. I like ravioli with, like, meat in it. With meat in it. Okay, let's try and... Okay. Okay, it keeps on. I'm like staring at myself being like, am I lagging? I cannot tell if I'm lagging or not. Okay. Am I lagging? Okay. Let's just continue. It's fine. I'm pretty sure it's fine. It's so cool. Whoa, now I'm really bright. Oh shit. Okay, wait, hang on. Hang on. Now I'm too bright. There we go. That should be good. I'm still pretty bright, but like, it should be fun. Okay, pull back up the YouTube chat. So, last we left off, we, opened up the vault of our dead friend who just died, who wrote the code for all of the androids in this world, and we found this android, who seems to be a prototype of some kind that he created himself, and he made her call him Dad, which Morgan, our character, was upset by. Okay. You're saying if I took you apart, I wouldn't be able to find any markers from any manufacturers, any IDs of any designer? You want to take me apart? Oh no, baby. David was a programmer, not an engineer. How could he build a custom android from scratch in the comfort of his own home? He couldn't have. He must have had help, probably a whole department's worth. If I ask around, there's gotta be someone in the company who can ID this thing and help me figure out what's so important about it. You don't look like any android I've ever seen. What are you made of? This body is comprised of organic tissues and integrated directly into cybernetic systems. They require organic nourishment, including water, carbohydrates, and salt. Wait. Warm androids have to eat and drink? Yeah, you read that in the lookup thing, and I asked if they shit. They cannot be worth that much trouble. My cybernetic systems operate largely as analogs to their equivalents in the human body. I have a respiratory system for oxygen exchange and a centrally located pump that circulates oxidant. I gotta take a sip of my water. You mean you've got a heart? How quaint. But where does all this extra weight come from? Pardon? I tried moving you earlier and it felt like I was pulling against a truck. My skeleton is a combination of medical-grade plastics and a military-grade titanium carbide alloy. Damn, girl. Okay. That sure took the wind out of her sails. My muscles are made of adaptive rare earth alloy nano-weave fiber with shock absorption and kinetic chain potential rated past. Wait, did you say military grade? Were you gonna be a military... Were they gonna make androids that bleed go into the military? What the fuck? I have a grip strength above 1,000 kilograms. I can run at sustained speeds over 60 kilometers per hour. I can jump 6 meters vertically. I can lift approximately I mean, they make humans that bleed go into the military. Yeah. I just hate the idea of, like some higher-ups being like they made androids and they're like, nah, we gotta make them bleed. Otherwise, it's not worth it. I'm not sure what kind of grip strength most androids are walking around with, but I've never seen any of them move the way it's talking about. Even just standing there, it seems to be poised. She kind of looks like she could be in, like, Aperture Laboratories from Portal, you know what I mean? Controlled, spring-tight, strength and flexibility like a ballerina or a gymnast. Strong enough to flip over a tank, lifelike enough to avoid detection. Huh? As long as it never stepped on a scale, it'd make for the perfect infiltration unit. I mean, except for the... Well, I was gonna say except for the barcode, but I guess they put it on the hair, so if you shaved her head, how are you gonna know? The perfect weapon, if you could keep its development a secret. Did David really put something that heavy on my plate? Dismantling a military prototype in secret? Are you deep in thought? But a military infiltration android would look more crew-cut and forgettable. And would David really devote personal time and effort just to make another weapon for the military? I have other features I could tell you about, if you like. Blunt, Morgan, okay. If I shot you, would you die? Me on a first date? No, that's a bad joke. It would be very painful. Why do you want to shoot me? Did I do what? And there would be a discharge of fluid, but conventional weapons would not prove particularly effective. That settles it. This thing's a weapon, sure as I... Would you... Oh, would you like to know about my hair? Your hair? I'd like to know about your hair. Your hair is really cool, to be fair. I'm impressed you noticed, with no nudging whatsoever. Each fiber contains miniaturized solar cell lattice technology, allowing me to remain charged throughout the daytime. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. That must come in handy. Be nice, Morgan. Be nice. She was just born or whatever. Or no, she's been alive for 2 years. Whatever. She just woke up. I'm solar-powered girl who has literally never left the house. Relatable queen. I haven't actually had the chance to use it yet. This room has ambient wireless charging functionality, and I haven't gone outside much. Okay, maybe it's not a weapon after all. You're just a pincushion, aren't you? I am not familiar with the term. Searching. Pincushion. Jargon. Design. Refers to prototypes filled with experimental technologies to check for compatibility issues. Got an idea, not sure what to do with it? Stick it in the pincushion. It's as good an explanation for any as for what I'm staring at. Or her eye. Oh, and her barcode also glows. That's cool. A mismatch of state-of-the-art military features spliced with odd new technologies and seemingly pointless additions. The end result being a singular, unsellable android that wasn't particularly good at anything and would break down after only a few years. Hello, Cat Rollins! Hello, welcome in. Pincushions are a small but valid part of the field of android manufacturing. They are valuable to collectors who see them as time capsules filled with their designers' most outlandish ideas and least producible results. But even the most nonsensical pincushions are built via committee over years, with numerous engineers and programmers adding their pet functions. The android before me claims to have been built by one man. A man who's now... It seems we got off track there, Sarah. Was there anything else David told you to relay to me? Besides that you were to look after me? He also told me that you were reliable and that I should trust you. He said that I was to listen to you and obey your instructions. Finally, some good news! Someone who's designed to listen to me? As you say, Adonai. What's that? That word you called me, what was that? Adonai, from classic Hebrew. Is that how you pronounce it? Adonai. Translated literally, it means my lord. Do you prefer that I call you master? No, fuck no, I will throw you in the garbage can. Very good, Adonai. Oh right, like Adonai, Elohim. I'm not Jewish, but I spent almost not a year, but a few months working in a Jewish preschool. So I've been to toddler versions of Shabbat. Why'd David use Hebrew though? Abrahamic myth tells of servants constructed out of earth and clay, designed to resemble and obey their masters. Golems. Father must have found the comparison appropriate. There's a vague suggestion that Sarah might be a play on Seraph, given the Adonai thing and her angelic design. Oh. Amusing, more likely. It's just a joke. Father would not make light of such a thing. Sure he would. You don't fucking know your dad at all. Perhaps... Oh. Ooh. Bad news, Sarah. Bad news. I don't know how to tell you this, but... Perhaps we should ask him to clarify his reasoning for himself. Where is Father, by the way? Is he upstairs? I don't know how to tell you this, Sarah. We just met, but your dad's dead. Wake a girl up by sticking your fingers down her throat informs her that her dad is dead, results are invaried. When was the last time you were active? 38 hours ago. Oh boy, a lot can happen in 38 hours, Sarah. Thursday night, then? Correct. Right. David Asher is dead. Oh, I knew you weren't gonna rip the Band-Aid. You were just gonna rip the Band-Aid off Morgan, but like, come on! Come on! Huh? He died last night. Understand? How? May I see him? Oh. See him? No, I won't be able to see him. Funeral's probably not for a few days. Father was not... He was not sick. I don't feel like doing the whole song and dance with two robots in one day. That's very charming, but let's go to commands only. Oh my god, Morgan! Morgan! What? What happened? Did he have an accident? Why is it still doing the theatrics? Does it not recognize my authority yet? You have no authority here. The police have determined that he committed suicide. For the time being, we ought to focus on getting you properly registered. Maybe then you'll take commands the first time I say them and not... The police are wrong. Excuse me? They are wrong. Father did not commit suicide. He would never do such a thing. Father he told me. Look, Sarah, I'm sorry? You're sorry? Father said you were his friend. How are you so calm? I've been around death a lot. So don't try to lecture me about grief, spearmint. Morgan suddenly having to switch social scripts from talking to ads to talking to a person? Yeah, she's like, wait a minute. Please tell me she calls her spearmint periodically. That's so cute. My name is Sarah. You will use it because my father, Dr. David Assure, the greatest programmer in the world, gave it to me. And he did not kill himself. Let's say you're right. David didn't commit suicide. If that's the case, the police will realize that soon enough. The police have already made their determination. That's what you just said. Father said that you were a lawyer, that you were capable and reliable. Morgan's like, why'd he say that? And a friend. Oh, she puffing her cheeks out! So cute! Oh, she is now my daughter. Sorry, David, you're dead. It's mine now. You should be looking into his death. That's... Robo Rebellion! I was actually in a production of, if you guys know Rossum's Universal Robots, it's the piece of media that coined the term robot. It's by, I'm blanking on the fucking author's name. Carl Chapek, that's his name. Carl Chapek. I played a smarmy businessman. Is that an order? Of course not. It is a request, Adonai. A request that I'll have to refuse, Morgan. The police have their job, and I have mine. If I stick my nose into their investigation any further, they'll come down on me hard. Cops don't like lawyers on principle. But what they really hate are people who tell them how to do their job. I love this sprite of her. I can't puff out my cheeks, but... Let's go. We need to... Father asked you to look after me. Yeah, he did. He also said you should obey me, but you don't seem to be quite as fixated on that part. And he said something else. Designed in a genius's basement to be fucking adorable. I will scientifically engineer the most adorable daughter. He said that you owed him a favor. Oh, hello, baby. Hello. Sprite is here. Hello. Hello, sweetheart. Hello. Yes, I will pet you for a little bit. I have to get back to gaming. Yes. Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear him or not? Is he picking? I don't know if he's picking up on the mic or not. Being like, one favor. One favor. Barely? Okay. Well, he's being loud here. Well, now he's giving me the pout. He's turning his back to me to be like, oh, you're not gonna keep on petting me? Fuck you, then. The thin ice starts here, Spearmint. Hell yeah! That was between him and me. He's dead now. Father is gone, so now it is between you and I. And I am calling in the favor now. What? You don't have to take care of me anymore. Consider that request null and void. She's so cute. You can sell me to some collector, or you can donate to Meteor University. It doesn't matter. In exchange, you will prove Father didn't kill himself. And you will make sure that whoever hurt him is held accountable. Did the barcode change color? Yeah, it's part of this game's art style that's really cool is they'll sometimes do those like close-up shots. Well, they'll just like change just like, usually it's like the hair color or the eye color of characters. Yeah, they use color shifting for dramatic effect, exactly. It's very, very cool, very stylistic. Why are you laughing? It's you and me, not you and I. You and me. David would roll over in his grave if he knew you'd gotten that wrong. Okay, fucking Stanford Pines correcting her grammar at a time like this. She just woke up. Be nice to her. Be nice to me! It was not my intention to amuse or rotate. No, that's for damn sure. Huh? Fine. I'll take that deal, Sarah. You mean you will prove that Father did not? I mean, I'll look into it. I'm a lawyer. I don't prove anything. I just disprove what I can. Sticks fingers down her throat to wake her, tell her that her dad is dead, correct her grammar. Morgan is the best at social interaction. Then, where do we start? We? I didn't realize you had a law degree. I do not have a law degree, but I am a fast learner. This isn't a job interview. And I am far from useless. I can... The ad did raise at least one good question. Where do I start? I'm a defense attorney, not a police detective, and David was my friend, not my client. I won't be able to poke around at all unless... And I am also capable of... Can you tell a lie? I am capable of making statements that are false. Guess that'll have to do. Are you going to ask me to lie? Yes. To the police, in fact. Every time this sprite of Morgan comes up, I lose my shit. She's just like, of course, to the police. Go lie to the police for me. Lying to the police is a felony. Androids don't commit felonies. They make errors. Oh shit, I can do whatever I want. Let's go rob a bank. Hey, new daughter, first lesson, lie to the cops for mommy. Morgan apparently said she'd hate the mommy joke. Yeah. Yeah, speaking of the Hollow... Speaking of crime, I'm still thinking about Hollow GTA, but I learned... I learned how to say sex crime in Japanese because of Hollow GTA, because I'm trying to learn Japanese and trying to mine words for my Anki deck. And there was a bit where I don't remember which members it was, but one of the JP members was saying that like one of the other JP members was committing a misdemeanor. But apparently the word for misdemeanor and sex crime in Japanese is very similar. I believe it's misdemeanor is keihatsu, keihanzai, and then sex crime is seihanzai. So now I know how to say. Yeah, one of the main phrases I know in JP is "You are dead." Omae mo o shinderu. Nani? So yeah, now I know how to say if I ever need to report a sex crime in Japanese, I guess. Or a misdemeanor. I also know how to say misdemeanor now. And corpse. Shitai. Shitai is corpse. I'm learning so much from Hollow GTA. I see. What kind of error did you have in mind, Adonai? The other phrase is you murder. Are you sure about this? You have questions too, don't you? Right now, I'm just a little better equipped to get answers than you are. Okay, go for it. I'll make sure they're watching. Is the air quality at Noble headquarters kept up to state standard? What's that? All these Noble employees seem to have asthma. Oh yeah, no, this is just, it's 2086, kid. We all have asthma. The air quality just sucks. Was father also working under such poor conditions? They don't have asthma. Then why are they all carrying inhalers? Is it future drugs? I fucking knew it was future drugs! I fucking knew it was future drugs! I fucking knew it was future drugs! I was like, why are you huffing it when you're stressed? I fucking knew it was future drugs! I fucking knew it was future drugs! I feel so vindicated right now that it's future drugs. Okay. First legalized in 2083, the stimulant sold under the name adroxine has since become one of the most widely used drugs in the corporate world. As a Class 2 stimulant of least concern, employees of any corporation in good standing with the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight can... the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight can have access to adroxone without a prescription, so long as their HR representative feels it would be beneficial to their workplace. So it's like workplace cocaine. Workplace adroxin, as it is sometimes called, is dispensed through biomonitor-enhanced inhalers that automatically detect overdoses and keep track of possible habit formation. Oh, okay. Automatic safety levels may be adjusted at supervisor's discretion. Okay. Unsubstantiated claims that adroxin was first ingested as a purely recreational drug by the notoriously violent Skullhead Mafia? I want to know more about the Skullhead Mafia. What the fuck? I want to know about the Skullhead Mafia. Caused enough of a stir that in 2083, a formal investigative committee was formed. Unfortunately, in 2084, an industrial hydrogen fuel accident resulted in the deaths of all 391 known Skullhead members, placing the investigation in an indefinite standstill. They fucking blew them up! They fucking blew up the Skullhead Mafia! What the fuck? Lame. Well, I shall carry on their legacy. Yes, ma'am, she's right over here. This lady. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Yeah, we haven't seen these guys in chapter 1 yet, but we know them. Did I mess up? On the contrary. Eyes wide. She's a DA. Quiet. What? Suit. She succeeded spectacularly in getting Noble's ears perked up. Emma Rockford! Yes, she's the assistant district attorney. Emma's like, oh, hey, colleague I know. And Reyes is just like, oh, that lawyer again. What Pokemon game was Team Skull with again? I think that was Pokemon Sun and Moon, wasn't it? Another hot lady to, Emma Rockford. Didn't think I'd run into you here. Yeah, didn't think I'd be here either. But the powers that be think my presence sends a strong message to the Megs, so... No, wait. What are you doing here? A few minutes later. I see. Sorry for your loss. Thank you for saying that. And thank you, Detective Reyes, for your many kind words. She struggles with remembering lyrics. Relax when shopping for groceries? Real. We can't all be as talkative as you. Normally, quoting poetry would feel pretentious, but you were so genuine in your reading. Bite me! Oh, I love that's a new sprite, isn't it? Default status do not disturb is also real. I didn't notice that. I love her doing the stink eye. Bite me. I don't know that there's a need for all that. Very mature, detective. Did you come up with that yourself? Oh, no. Call her out, yes! Call her out! Yay! Oh no, that's Kaguya's signature pose. Like, the pop star? I don't know what you're talking about. Junior Ray is real. You can admit it if you do. You can admit it if you do. Well, there's nothing to admit because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who that is. Wait. Now you're saying you don't know who Kaguya is? She's the most famous. Yeah, well, I just don't know who that is, so... Ma'am! Literally everyone just like, really? I want to see. Kaguya is a stage name of a singer-songwriter known for her powerful voice and her stage her stage persona's intricately crafted lore. After releasing a blitz of chart-topping singles, a quadruple platinum album, and a bevy of cultural reset music videos in just the last 3 years, she has come to be considered the leading living figure in the pop music and popular culture realm. Kaguya's official age is listed as 1,086 years old. She released her first single, Orbit, in 2083, which went on to peak at #1 on the Billboard Top 100, the Rubicon Digital Singles Chart, and the Niate Music Video Streaming Tracker, making it one of the fastest-selling singles in history. Personal details on the pop star remain scarce, and protecting her anonymity fucking goddamn it, I hate this word. Her anonymity has become a core part of her fan culture. When a retired facial analysis expert claimed that her stage makeup was formulated specifically to make facial recognition on her impossible, a representative for her record company met with the press to clarify that she is simply a private person who wants her fans to enjoy the experience that is Kaguya's voice. So she's a VTuber. Cringe. I know, right? It's so cringe. Who would ever be a VTuber? That's so cringe. Who would ever choose to be a VTuber? Like, ew. Like, I can't even keep the bit up for more than 10 seconds. Users also frequently search for Kaguya lore explained, Kaguya iceberg explained. And who would ever want to watch a VTuber? Right, like, who watches VTubers? Kaguya Lunatropic Tour tickets were to buy. Weren't you about to say something? Oh, Well, I'm still surprised to see you here now, Morgan. Are you helping plan the services? Actually, the company will be planning Dr. Asher's funeral service. Wouldn't his family want to take care of that? No. No? No. I see. Sorry. But if that's the case, why are you here, Morgan? Ha! Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to disrupt your morning. Such a cute pose. Hey, you're here for the same reason as every other suit they've got crawling around. Money. You're not wrong. There are a lot of annoying insects with annoying agendas scurrying around before my friend's body is even cold. But the honest truth is that I don't know if David even had a will. The company helped him manage his estate. Legal is probably already on it. Actually, judging by how much coffee that intern is carrying into the elevator, I'm certain they are. Right. So if you're not here for the funeral or the reading of the will, Miss Starling asked me to come here, actually, on a matter unrelated to David's passing. An unrelated matter? That's convenient, isn't it? But now that I am here, it's come to my attention. But now that I am here, it's come to my attention that the police have made a determination in the case of David's death. And where did you hear that? Am I mistaken? No, you're right. They concluded it was suicide. Can always count on her to be blunt. I was worried about that. Yeah, I'm sure you must be feeling. Because I'm going to have to contest that charge. What? The state has made a charge. I'm arguing against it. The hell are you talking about? The police believe David committed suicide. Suicide is a felony in the... Oh, of course it is, of course it is, of course it is, of course it is. This is presumably America in 2086. It's a felony in this country, detective. It is technically a crime to commit suicide, yes, but we're not in the habit of bringing dead men to trial. Especially not for their own murder, Morgan. It's illegal to die. Don't kill yourself, you'll go to prison. No, not to trial, of course not. But there would be a preliminary hearing in a case like this. Now, in a court proceeding that evaluates whether there is sufficient evidence to go to trial. A preliminary hearing is a step in the criminal court process in which a judge or jury will evaluate whether there exists sufficient evidence to justify a trial. Between security systems, personal devices, biomonitors, IoT crumbs, automated dependents, and mods, it is extremely rare in modern times for the people's evidence of a crime to be found lacking, making preliminary hearings somewhat of a formality that is frequently sidestepped without protest from the defense. Welcome to capitalism, you can't die for free. Yeah. But, like, also unironically, like, even outside of the game, like, the funeral industry is fucking crazy. The funeral industry is crazy. Technically, as a formality, assuming the courts aren't busy that day. I am afraid that on this occasion, I'm going to have to insist on formality. Yeah, well, you really don't have much say in the matter, do you? With David gone, I have the only say, really. I am, after all, his criminal attorney. All that money and he needs his drinking buddy to be his attorney? Bullshit. I'm also skeptical, Morgan. It's a pretty serious conflict of interest to be your friend's defense attorney. I mean, Robert Kardashian did. Why was that the first one that came to my mind? You're absolutely right. It is a conflict of interest. And I would have said as much to him if I had the chance. What do you mean? I only found out that he wanted me to be his attorney today. Lie to the cops, Morgan. Do it! After he died? How the hell did you miss that memo? Embarrassing, isn't it? But, to be fair, it was hidden pretty well. Oh, I didn't know you had an android, Morgan. It's cute. Thanks, but it's actually David's. And it's technically my witness. Witness to what? 38 hours ago, that is, David Asher communicated to me, as a matter of record, the following explicit, legal intent. Sarah's little face in response to being called cute. Yeah. That in the case of any and all criminal charges brought against him by the state, his attorney would be Evangeline Morgan. She told her your first name for this? Her first name's Evangeline? That's so cute. No wonder she doesn't tell people. Evangeline? Morgan's like, this is why I didn't want to tell anyone! No, wait, seriously? Your name's Evangeline? Did your parents name you after a Christmas carol? Should we all be curtsying? It's not that funny. No, of course not. Nothing to be embarrassed about, Evangeline. Do your friends call you Angel? I hear Kaguya's on tour, detective. Should I get you tickets? You could have your dad drive you like all the other 15-year-olds. Hey. Feels like we're getting off topic. What were we just... I was telling you that David... These are like the same voice, just pitched differently. I was telling you that David Asher wanted her to be his criminal defense attorney. Imagine my surprise. An android's recording of a verbal expression of intent isn't exactly ironclad, Morgan. That's fair. And if we were going before an upper level court, I would expect to be open to all kinds of scrutiny. But we're talking about a preliminary hearing. A formality, as you called it. If he asks for representation, he deserves representation. Doesn't matter whether he's dead or alive. Am I missing something? What difference does it make? Not even an adjutant would be obtuse enough to sentence a dead man. No, there won't be a sentence, but the adjutant will render a verdict. And verdicts have consequences, even for the deceased. Is that what this is all about? What's she getting at? If the court agrees that this was a suicide, that verdict will retroactively affect evaluations of the individual's mental health. Like, whether he was in his right mind or not? You know anything about estate tax law, detective? No. But I'm sure you'll be happy to educate me. More than happy. An individual found by a court not to be taught to You having trouble there? You just fucking beefed it. An individual found by a court to not be of sound mind can't very well give their consent to the lawyer drawing up their will. If his will is compromised, all of David's considerable assets would suddenly be thrown into legal limbo. In which case, the state would be legally obligated to come in and pick up the pieces. So this is just about his money? I'm almost disappointed in you, Morgan. Well, when you take into consideration that of all the factors, it's actually more complicated than that. For example... Huh? Never mind. No, Starling, you should speak your mind. Speak on that. Go on. All I mean to say is that while Dr. Asher did have significant holdings in art, real estate, and intellectual property, he also, of course, owned a great deal of stock in numerous corporations, principally Noble. If he was ruled to not be of sound mind, and his shares were to end up acquired by the government, Noble would suffer a serious blow to its commercial image and its standing in the financial community. All of which to say, there's a great deal at stake here. Not the least of which is the reputation of a man whom I was proud to call my friend. You're not buying this, are you? In case you haven't noticed, the city is working closely with Noble on this, and they're not going to let you bring them any unwanted attention. Starling did her part, they're watching, and they've stopped trying to hide it. From here on out, it's a gamble. Noble Electronics already has unwanted attention. I'm gonna go ahead and save my game. Save my game. Save my game. Why are you raising your voice? If nothing changes by the end of the day, the whole country is going to hear how David Asher committed suicide. By midnight, there will be questions about his competency. Concerns about why the brain inside every single Noble ad was built by an apparently unstable man. The shareholders will have nothing to do all Sunday but brood over that sad thought and all its disturbing implications. Stage whispering for all the Noble employees. By the time the markets reopen on Monday, I would expect a great deal of validity. Volatility, even. Huh? Is that so? I understand Noble's apprehension, of course, Emma. I just feel like right now, the fiscally conservative thing to do would be to not get in my way. Just like yelling it out the window. So, you've got your reasons, and Noble's got a lot to think about. But why should the district attorney's office devote valuable time to playing out this game of yours? Because they're certain they'll win. That goes without saying. I love her little smile as she asked that. Emma's so down for this little drama. I'm still here too. I'm also here too. The court should have an opening at 6 p.m. I didn't have anything planned. And it's a date. Detective, would you get her clearance set up? Yes, ma'am. Updates every hour, yeah? You're out on a limb, Morgan. Confirmed date, Toxic Yuri is real. Finally! Toxic Yuri. That one image of the guy holding it. Finally, Toxic Yuri. Better not linger. I like doing that voice. It's a really fucking ada kind of voice. Here. Clearance for all the relevant sites and police firewalls. You can interview and investigate with your authority as an officer of the court now. If you haven't already been doing that, don't even think about being sloppy with discovery on this. Rockford may think you're funny, but I appreciate the warning, Detective Reyes. It's nice to know you care. I live to serve, asshole. And protect! Phew! Thanks for the assist, darling. I like when she calls her by her last name, because if you choose to hear it wrong, it sounds like she's calling her darling. Yeah, no sweat. Are all cops like that? Or are they more like that Detective London gentleman? They're mostly like that, yes. They're all that intense? Yeah, it comes from being short. And most cops are short? Yeah, in one way or another. Yes. Right. Well, I'll see you at the courthouse tonight. If you need anything in the meantime, don't be afraid to ask. Good luck. Both of you. What do we do now? Well, I have a few options. I have access to the crime scene now, probably the best place to start. I'd like to head over to the company building as well. To get me registered? Oh, that's such a cute... Every time Sarah has a new sprite, I'm just like, oh, that's the cutest fucking thing. She's like, She's looking this way, so, Oh, she is! Oh! She totally is doing the pose that Morgan's doing. That's so cute! Ah, I love this game. Among other things, either David killed himself or he didn't. But if he did, it's almost certainly his asshole corporate overlords who are to blame. In which case, I'll want to take my sweet time raking them over the coals. What are you doing? Nothing. What about Father? When can we see him? He'll be at the morgue by now. The medical examiner will speak to me now that I'm operating under the court's authority. But if I stop to flash paperwork at every nurse and security guard with nothing better to do than ask questions... I'll have to... What's that look for? You were Father's friend. Thank you, again, for reminding me. Aren't there people you'd like to speak with? Other friends who'd want to know? Bad news travels fast. I'm sure everyone in the country has heard about David by this point. But all that heartbreak shit did keep me pretty occupied these last few weeks. And I was never one to pry. Yeah, you're fucking... Oh, the heartbreak shit kept you pretty occupied, Morgan? Wow. Wow. If there was someone who could tell me more about David's personal life over the last several months, it'd be worth the effort of finding them. Do you have someone in mind? Maybe someone he met recently? He spoke about becoming close with someone this year. A musician. Now that you mention it, there was something that David might have mentioned when we talked back in... I will begin a search. Huh? I've completed my search. I found nothing. And literally the meme that's like, I've never done anything wrong in my entire life, and I'm like, I know this, and I love you. I would die for this. I would die for this robot. I found nothing. I found nothing. Thanks for the old college try. That's just somebody just like, I will do a search. Searching. I found nothing. Is that really the best you can do? Father was a private man, in person and online. With just a few letters and the fact that he was a musician, I'm afraid we don't have enough information to narrow down the results, Adonai. No, we have plenty of information. We just need the right person for the job. What kind of person is that? Time, date, expunged. What? Precinct 112. Detainment room 001. And who would you even have called? Gym class kid! I don't know. But I still should have gotten my phone call. Instead, I got you. Fucking face. Who are you again? My latest guardian? New foster parent? I'm pretty sure they could have literally just asked Jess, like she was the one who helped juggle all social interactions. No, literally I thought they were gonna ask her and be like, someone who knew what he was doing? Jess! Wait, huh? What? Want me to call you mommy? I'm not really the motherly type. It's fucking newsboy Cap! What? Hey, yo, we might actually get along. So I've got good news and bad news. I'm not your guardian, I'm your lawyer. You've been given a lawyer because you're being charged with a felony. Fascist pigs! Skipping school's a felony now. Hacking into a government database has been a felony for a very long time. That wasn't me. They have your keystrokes, your IP address, your login times, and the playlist that you were listening to. That was for a homework assignment. Here's what I don't get. You got in, copied the data, could have gotten right out. State wouldn't even know they'd been robbed until they saw their passwords show up on the black market clearance 2 weeks later. But you didn't get out. You stayed and made changes to their database. You robbed the bank, got clean money, then dragged a can of spray paint behind you all the way home. Why? Look, I didn't steal anything. That wasn't already compromised. And the only data I edited was my own. So if anything, they should be thanking me for correcting their mistakes. What, did they get your birthday wrong? My name. Wait. Did you hack into a government database to change your name from your dead name? Because if so, based. Name changes are only 2 pages of paperwork. You just need to fill out the form. And get a signature from a parent or guardian. So, what's the good news then? The good news is that I'm your lawyer, not your guardian. The hell? That doesn't count as good news. That's just a thing you said. Don't be so sure. A lawyer's a lot better than a guardian. How's that? Parents, guardians, foster, whatevers, they're all supposed to take care of you because it's the right thing to do. A lawyer is someone who always does what's best for you, no matter what, because that's how they get paid. So how good are you at your job? Allô, mon cœur. Allô, mon cœur. People who definitely definitely doesn't have childhood trauma. Parents are supposed to take care of you. Yeah. It's pronounced core. I know how it's pronounced. And don't call me that. When I met Fran in that police station, I couldn't help but bet that I'd landed the jackpot. Oh, term update. Did not even notice. Archaic term for a dog in a bathed mush trait. Did you mean core or heart? Someone who, after seeing the sweetheart probation deal I managed to land for them, would be more than happy to help me with whatever I need, whenever I need it. Always so cold, Fran. Can't I even get a good morning? Let's see. Oh, they're so... Town obvious. Student hacker, but don't put that down, obviously. Why does that remind me of... Finally, Brat has an actual name? Hell yeah! Why does that remind me of when I was in, like, daycare? When I was, like, 3. It was, like, an in-home daycare. And they would, like... I don't know why this was an activity, but I guess it was the early 2000s is the answer. It was, like, an in-home daycare, and, like, a regular activity would be us just getting called over to the computer, and the lady running the daycare would open up a Word document and just, like, we would tell a story, and she'd just, like, type it all down and then print it out, and then we'd illustrate it. But the one that I always remember, because my mom had, like, a binder of these, the one I always remember is the one where, like I was writing a story and it was like, Pinky is the cutest and the coolest and the funniest, and then the daycare lady, like, wrote down, and she is a darling, and I went, yeah, I'm a darling, and then she put that in too, so the whole thing read, like, Pinky is the cutest and the smartest, like, kid ever, and they're a real darling. Yeah, I am a darling. Like, all written out. I don't know. Okay. Didn't even get a good morning? No such thing. Nothing's good's ever happen until the afternoon when people are actually awake. Hell yeah, Fran. Nothing good has ever happened in the morning. What I got instead was a compulsive liar with a horrific sleep schedule and a crippling addiction to poor time management. What do you want, Red? I can't call you up just for fun? Not if you don't want to get blocked. I need you to find somebody for me. Can't do it. I've got homework. I'm, like, into this whole school thing now. We both know the only ever time you ever do your own homework is during the class it's due. Real. My high school self is getting called out. Morgan listing symptoms of ADHD like it's surprising the trans hackers like that. It's like, why are they like this? And it's like, Morgan, I don't know how to tell you this. And I've got sports. You can't tell a basketball from a hockey stick. And I've got a bidding war to win. You're the only person on Earth bidding on 70-year-old Gucci. And Air Jordan. Gucci. And Air Jordan vintage traps fan. I think you can take your eyes off the auction block. So, yeah, so sorry, but I'm busy, so... I was hoping we could skip straight to the carrot portion of the routine, but if you insist on doing things from the top... Huh? I had an interesting conversation with your parole officer yesterday. Oh, yeah? They've been really into the self prefixes lately. What? Self-motivation, self-actualization, self-help. Oh. And he thinks you could really benefit from it. You're lying. He's got... Oh, this is a threat. Mentioning workbooks to a mentally ill teenager is a threat. He's got all the workbooks ready. Not the fucking Soul Eater Excalibur face. That's exactly the Soul Eater Excalibur face of like, That's exactly the face. Wait, hang on. Soul Eater Excalibur face. It is exactly the same. It is Oh, I forgot how good this face is. But it's exactly... Okay, let me... I'll save the image. Okay, I'll save... Also funny, you can see the Gucci label on the bag shop they've got. Oh my god! You can see they've got a Gucci bag! A fine vintage Gucci bag. SpongeBob B-boy, I got a fine vintage Gucci bag. Okay. The country song from when we were singing your audio keeps popping into my head. Okay, wait, image. New image. I just need to, this isn't important at all, but it's important to me to show you that these faces, that's the exact same face. Oh shit, it's so big, hang on, it's so big. But like, you see, it's the exact same face. It's the exact same face of just like, Okay, let's delete that now. Let's remove that. Yes, remove image 5. Okay, back to the game. Okay. Clearly your Saturdays are stacked, so we'll make sure your Sundays are full of fine, I get it. I need you to find a local... Oh, that's her. I need you to find a local musician. Musician? Knowing you, this will be electro swing or some other awful. Last name Powell or Parker. And that's all you got? They'll be in David Asher's circles. Wait, Asher? You're working that? That should be more than enough for a clever kid like you to go on. Don't go expecting any miracles. I need this soon. Within the hour, ideally. Within the... You know you have other clients, don't you? Other clients who actually pay you? On time? A musician. Find him. Okay. Even talking over the phone, you're very animated, Adonai. What do you mean? Just that you're very expressive when you talk to people. Of course I'm expressive. If I wasn't, how would anyone know what I'm thinking? And I've carefully planned out all my expressions to the T. And I'm not autistic. Why are you asking that, Sarah? Everyone asks me that, Sarah. I see. I'll keep that in mind as we... Wait, you really expect to tag along? Of course. Father was... having to learn how to actually emote and express manually? Yeah. I don't know what that's all what that's like, and that definitely isn't why I'm so expressive now, is because I was in theater camp as a child and they were like, here's how you express emotion on stage, and child me was like, yes, here's how you express emotion. Totally not me. No, totally. We're all nerds. I can't even finish it. Of course, Father was... Yeah, I know you want to, but why should I let you? Because I am capable and helpful. I want to squish your cheeks. I bet if you squish your cheeks, they'd make like a squeaky toy noise. I'm totally 100% right in the head. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Exactly. 100%. No, nothing up there. Nothing up there. Nothing at all. Uh-huh. I mean it. I can take notes for you and move heavy objects. And I'll learn to do more. How? I will subject every individual we encounter to a basic survey to procure biographical information on them while I gain experience in questioning. Subjecting them to torture. I can help, Adonai. The bonus episode. Yeah. How fast can you fill out forms? Fast. Congratulations, you're halfway to being a paralegal. Huh? You coming? Right away, Adonai. Oh, I love Sarah so much. 11:45 a.m. Noble Employee Housing Building, Platia. Ooh, an updated profile. Unemployed paralegal? Oh my gosh, they're right, she's heavy. She's 200 kilograms. Jesus. Martial arts combination, collarbones. Talents, I'm good at a lot of things. Skills, I'm not sure how skills differ from talents. I also like the 180 rule. I love her. I love her. Penthouse dining room. Ooh. Pretty quiet elevators, huh? Dining room. What's the 180 rule? It's unless there's another 180 rule that exists. The one I know of is in like filmmaking and animation of like the 180 rule. I don't know exactly what it is. What is it? Let me hang on. What is it? What is it? We're Googling a lot of things. 180 rule. It's like a media term. 180 rule. In filmmaking, the 180-degree rule is a guideline regarding on-screen spatial relationship between a character and another character and object. Like, basically, like, keeping the space, like, realistic of, like, you want it, like... Yeah, the rule states that the camera should be kept on one side of an imaginary axis between two characters, so the first character is always frame right of the second character. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Haha, film nerd. Joke's on you! Animation nerd, specifically. Okay. Dining room. Okay. We in the dining room. You could have taken the next one. It's a busy building, detective. Can't hold up everyone else on our account. Anything you'd like to grumble at me before I start? Don't touch anything. I don't care that you're wearing gloves. I have been to crime scenes before, you know. Long before the police get there in many cases. Oh, is this a new song? Look, Rockford asked me not to get in your way, but that doesn't mean I'm going to bend over for you. Do you at least have the autopsy report? No. Are you seriously? I don't. She doesn't? The report should have come in hours ago. It wouldn't take this long unless the cause of death was still... Then I'd settle for the summary of the preliminary findings. Where's the fan art of Reyes bending over for more? Oh, it's got to exist somewhere out there. An emergency call was made shortly after 8 p.m. last night via the home security system. Emergency medical services had a VTOL in the air within the minute. They landed on the penthouse's helipad at 8:08. Dr. Asher was found unconscious with low blood pressure and a weak heartbeat. He wasn't breathing. In-flight auto triage administered an artificial CPR while in transit to Gatesfield Memorial. He was declared dead a few minutes after being taken to the emergency wing. I see. And the cause of death is being investigated. Make an educated guess. He stopped breathing, so they gave him oxygen. His heart stopped pumping, so they had the machines take over. His brain activity dropped to 0, and there wasn't anything else they could do. It was poison, wasn't it? What kind? You don't know, do you? They don't know either. Like I said, ma'am, we don't have the autopsy report yet. Why are you certain it was poison, Adonai? Couldn't it have been an accidental overdose? If he had overdosed on a commercial drug, even a pre-med student would have spotted it in the hospital's intake screening. They would have been able to pump his stomach, neutralize his bloodstream, and he would have lived. But he didn't live. Yeah, dumbass. No, Morgan would say that, though. I wouldn't say that to Sarah. She's a baby. So it must have been something deadly, a compound designed solely to kill. A fast-acting, deadly poison like that causes respiratory failure. The list can't be that long. Even just through process of elimination, the medical examiner should have identified it by now, unless... You suspected designer drug, don't you, detective? Why is it you're only quick on the uptake when it suits you? Nothing else makes sense given what we know and what we don't. But the CDCA decriminalized and cataloged all the recreational drugs. Contraband Decriminalization Acts, a series of laws passed in the 2060s that decriminalized all narcotics use and established the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight to administrate the production, licensing, distribution, and taxation of drugs across the country. Overwhelmed by civil unrest and eager to replenish government coffers, the CDCA were intended to reduce the backlog of criminal cases across the country and provide much-needed tax income, while also incentivizing immigration with the promise of amnesty. Oh, so maybe this isn't in what was considered a domino effect, other major nations around the globe passed comparable laws to build up their own depleted war chests and revitalize their local economies. The so-called white wave of global amnesty overturned the international drug trafficking market in just a few short years. Jesus. The gray wave followed soon after as money-starved criminal organizations waged economic and literal war against multinational corporations for dominance of this new gray market. Fierce competition for government licenses to produce classic narcotics emerged alongside a race to develop new, more powerful designer drugs and to monopolize on their sale in the months it would take the government to identify and legalize them. While rates of addiction and overdose deaths have dropped since their peaks in the last 2 decades, the dangers associated with untested designer drugs and drug distributors' eagerness to earn new customers has continued to fuel debate over the legacy of the CDCA and the white wave as a whole. I see. Guess you aren't entirely clueless about politics. So whatever Father overdosed on should have been in the hospital's database. You need to update your definitions. You're confusing designer drugs with recreational drugs. Yeah, In the literal sense, designer merely denotes any drug that is custom-made as opposed to mass-produced, typically outside of normal pharmaceutical industry standards. In common parlance, however, designer drugs, DDs, Ds, DEDs, are illicit narcotics formulated to produce a recreational high. While the CDCA and the white wave that followed it legalized and taxed virtually all known narcotics, it did so alongside extensive documentation and study, and those laws could only apply to drugs that already existed. Any drug patented after the white wave must go through approval processes and registration with the national and international authorities, a time-consuming process that can take anywhere from 6 months to several years. This time lag creates a window of opportunity wherein organized criminal groups can step in to meet the demand for a narcotic. What has become known as riding the wave is the new normal for the international drug trade, pitting mob chemists against corporate laboratories in a race to develop newer, more powerful, more easily habit-forming drugs, and cornering the market on them before legislation catches up to them. Damn. What is the difference? Recreational drugs are decriminalized and sold through pharmacies after years of testing and mountains of paperwork. While the average designer drug was invented last week in a 19-year-old line cook's bathroom on the other side of the globe. Hospitals can't know the proper countermeasures for an overdose of a drug that didn't exist 48 hours ago. I came across makeshift labs all the time when I was in uniform. The equipment's cheap and widely available. Black market cooks, gray market peddlers, and white-collar lobbyists, all chasing each other's tails in a long line to find the next big hit. CDCA didn't change shit. More people die from ODs than ever before. Only difference is that it's the families finding them in the living room, and not beat cops finding them out on street corners. Real comforting, I'm sure. If it wasn't you talking, I'd say that was a criticism of law enforcement. Not law enforcement, just the law. Assuming it was a designer drug, that would certainly make things more complicated. For the insurance guys, maybe. For us, whatever he used to do it, he still killed himself. Or didn't kill himself, if you insist. I'm going to take a look around now. Yeah, sure, make yourself at home. That's heavy. What's that face for? I thought that there would be an outline. An outline? Around where they found Father. Like in the movies? Like in film. Connect to the police's network and bring up their ARCS file. Augmented reality crime scene. I see. Ooh. There is an outline. And so this is where he died at the hospital. This is just where the medics found him. And it's the sensors and cameras that we're wearing and that create the basics for this ARCS? They didn't realize that they were walking into a crime scene, but their body cams gathered data all the same. Where do we start? You can start by following behind me and trying to be as quiet as possible. I'm starting to get a feel for when she's pouting even without looking. Okay, let's check the... It says here that when the medics arrived, he was on the floor, face up. Does that tell you something? She's like, I gotta do the pose too. Hey, if you were going to drink a glass of poison, would you be sitting or standing when you did it? I find it very difficult to speculate on that hypothetical scenario. The seat by his body is pulled out. If he was seated when he lost consciousness, I would expect to find him slumped over on the table. But he wasn't found slumped over. No, he wasn't. And if he had been standing when he lost consciousness, I would have think he would have fallen forward, or at least collapsed less neatly. So what can you conclude from that, Adonai? Only that I'm missing something. Okay. Table. Better take a closer look. Oop. Spilled alcohol. The ARCS shows how it looked last night, before it evaporated. No foreign substances in the puddle. It's clean. So does that mean wherever this spill came from must be clean as well? Password locked, but already cracked by the police, it seems. All the docks would take home safe. Nothing spicy. When was it last used? 7:48 p.m. Okay. Getting lots of evidence. Whiskey spill. Still reading work emails only a few minutes before he committed suicide? Morbid. There's a lot of messages marked priority that breadcrumb their way back to an article. Warm android blood saves soldier's life. Oh, we saw this before, but we didn't actually read the article. In a stunning and heroic episode, one of our nation's brave soldiers had their life saved by a noble android, and it was in a way that no other competitor's product could. A brave private, name withheld, was wounded during a military operation whose exact nature and location is currently classified. Bleeding badly and far from the nearest triage station, he was carried to safety by his fellow freedom fighter, an Animate 16 Enforcer, one of the few warm androids being currently tested out in the armed forces. But the android didn't just sit there and wait for evac. It opened up its own arteries and pumped life-saving UD, universal donor, synthetic plasma into the young man's veins, stabilizing him long enough for him to reach a military hospital. I have no doubt he'd be dead if there were any other android fighting alongside him, said one commanding officer who asked not to be named. I always thought Noble was only good at making ads that look good. Now I know they've got something inside them that no one else can compete with. That's a fun argument for android blood. Yeah, we were asking why are they making them bleed? I guess. Okay. The story brings a well-deserved shot in the arm to Noble's stock prices and market share. With this one heroic moment, Noble's warm androids have proven themselves to be worth their price tag and then some. And people in the capital are paying attention. It's certainly an interesting idea, Senator Mathing said when asked about committing to a military contract for Noble to provide armed forces with more models. This story has just got people talking. If we just ignored our constituents' feelings on the matter, we'd be neglecting our duty as politicians. I know none of my peers would ever try to put a price on the life of one of our soldiers. While additional details about the incident have remained closely guarded, the net is already ablaze with the talk of, "Oh damn, you're not logged into the device. Why don't you pop your user details down below and enable crumbs so you get the user experience you deserve?" Okay, that's a bit horrifying. This is that article I've seen going around. Darn cookies. But why would Noble have it marked as priority? Starling said that they weren't in any rush to pat each other on the back over it, even though they'd won themselves a real prize. It's nice fat bump in PR for Noble, one of their ads saving a soldier's life. Except they weren't really struggling in popularity to begin with. Guess more good press never hurts? Oh, I think that was the wrong answer. Whoops. Let's back the whiskey bottle. Yeah, that was the wrong choice. Whoops. The one time I didn't save. Rose River Whiskey, 12 years old. You recognize it? Sure, he was more than partial to the brand. It's a good brand, only a bit overpriced, which is the bargain of a lifetime in David's world. It appears that the police have already tested its contents. No foreign matter present was their conclusion. Is it possible the police missed the poison? No. Even if they can't identify the poison, they can detect its presence by comparing samples of the whiskey bottle to a bottle off the store shelf. So we can eliminate the possibility that the bottle of whiskey was poisoned. Okay. Okay. We'll have to find our smoking gun elsewhere. Anything else? Yeah, we can. 2 cups. One empty, one knocked over, and one mostly empty. These look cheap. Did his guests bring them? I've seen them before, in the basement liquor cabinet. He kept these lying around? I knew he regifted those crystal glasses I got him, that fucking asshole. ARCS says there's nothing foreign in the upright one, so it can't have been poisoned. Results are inconclusive on the other cup, however. Looks bone dry. Must have been nothing but fumes left by the time this was considered a crime scene. Just not enough for them to test. Inconclusive could mean... Inconclusive means inconclusive, that's all. Cheer up and read me the results of the fingerprinting. Father's prints are on both cups, as expected. But there are someone else's on the upright cup, so someone else must have been with him last night. Slow down. All that proves is that someone else touched the cup. Doesn't tell us when they did it. And since we don't know who the prints belong to... Adonai, why don't we know who the prints belong to? Are the prints flagged as unidentified, or... No, there's space for a name, but the field is blank. Shit. Am I already that late to the action? Detective Reyes. Yeah. There's a second set of prints on the cups. Is there a form you'd like me to sign? Doesn't matter how nicely you ask. Sometimes people just can't answer. You should know that damn well, Madam Counselor. I was afraid you'd say that. I don't understand, Adonai. What does this mean? It means that whomever these prints belong to has very proactive representation. Those prints belong to a witness, as you've guessed. You're more than welcome to their testimony. But their identity is... The department is being very considerate of the witness's privacy out of respect for their time and appreciation for their cooperation. Fine, forget the name. That easily? Subpoenas are always an option, but I'm short on time. Legal order issued by the state on the behalf of the prosecution or the defense that compels the addressed party to give testimony, provide information, or turn over evidence. Failure to comply with a subpoena will result in being charged with contempt of court. Writing the subpoena! What did the witness have to say for themselves, Detective? To paraphrase, they came to see Dr. Asher last night. The two of them talked, and they had a drink together. Then the doctor got sick, so they activated the emergency system from the panel in the kitchen. The EMTs came and took them both to the hospital. Asher's condition got worse. All of the witnesses' vitals were normal. The witness had their vitals taken? Then there should be a record of their admission at Gatesfield. And that's it. I'm guessing you didn't just take all that on faith. Penumbra is set up in most of the rooms on this floor. Everything the witness told us was corroborated by the building's own surveillance system. So yes, we can guarantee that the witness never put anything into Ash's drink. I'm guessing that I can't have the keys to the Penumbra, can I? Not until the witness's lawyers are done reviewing it. Lawyers, plural? I don't have time to trade jabs with the law offices of Johnson, Johnson, and Johnson. Say, how about I give you their business card? The law offices of Cochler, Gustave, Prince, and Prince. I was close. No way I'll be getting any client information out of them directly. If all you bloodsuckers want to get together and tear each other apart, text me before you start. I'd like to watch. Yeah, I bet you like to watch. Are you fucking coming on to me? What? What does that even mean? I don't know. Needed a moment to think. Twitch asked if I was sure I wanted to. Twitch is like, do you really want to make this joke? So that was it? One chat, one peek at the cams, and you've already eliminated them as a suspect? Look, they were searched. They didn't have any poison, any drugs, not even a stick of gum. Even if they somehow did have poison on them, the camera footage confirms that they had no opportunity to use it. They drank from the same bottle as a dead man. As far as the department's concerned, they were nearly the second victim. But they aren't dead, or even ill from the sound of things. So you think he poisoned his own cup beforehand, then poured for the both of them from a safe bottle? That's what the evidence is telling us. There's nothing in the bottle or the witness's cup. But after drinking from his cup, a cup he prepared himself, he fell ill and the witness didn't. And Asher died with a foreign substance in his body. An unidentified foreign substance. Suicide by poison. I get that you were close and simple explanations aren't all that satisfying, but that's life. One last thing. You just said he prepared his cup himself. Did you see that on camera? He left the parlor to get the drinks and came back with his already poured. The witness says he got them from the basement. The witness says that, not the cameras? There's no cams in the lab or in the basement. That seems like a security hazard. Why would Noble not set things up more carefully? It's intentional. If the cams of his labs ever got hacked, outsiders could steal his IP and kick Noble's monopoly to the curb. Right. David did complain about Noble's weird protocols for combating corporate espionage. At least we can take comfort in knowing that Father wasn't alone when he died. Yeah, that's worth investigating. Statements made. The witness arrived at 7:30. The witness spoke with David Asher in his parlor before he left to retrieve liquor from his basement at 7:36. Upon returning at 7:38, the two of them continued speaking while they both drank. David Asher felt lethargic and disoriented shortly after 8 p.m. David Asher lost consciousness at 8:03. EMS were called from the emergency console at 8:04. David Asher and the witness were taken to Gatesville Memorial Hospital at 8:08. Okay. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna leave it here because I'm getting tired and my knees are starting to hurt. I don't know why I'm singing this, but okay. Just double checking that I saved it. Okay. So yeah, now we're gonna quit the game. We're gonna quit the game. Return to title. Yeah. Okay. Let's exit out, and then now that the window's closed, will it stop? No, I have to turn it off. Okay, turn off the display lighting. It's me! It was me the whole time. Okay, so let's get that music back. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see. Someone we can raid. Who can we raid? Raid. Ooh. That was not words. Let's see. Who is live that we can raid? Oh, we got Nemsi. I've never raided them before, but I know them from TikTok. So let's raid them. They're playing Monster Hunter. So hell yeah. Okay, but yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you're watching live, if you're watching VOD, thank you so much for watching the VOD. And hello, I stream on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And yeah, I will be back on Thursday for Zoo Tycoon 2 at 5. And then I might have cover in the works. Exciting. I don't know when I'll upload that, but we'll see. Have a good night. Thank you. You too. Have a good night. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And other than that, we're gonna raid into Nimsy. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Punch out!